Hi, everybody, and welcome to Granite Garden Cottage, where I hope to inspire you to live intentionally. In today's video, we are doing another episode of our Thanksgiving from Scratch series, and I'm going to show you how simple and straightforward it is to make cranberry sauce from scratch. I personally always hated cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving because my parents always bought it in cans and like the metal cans that you get at the grocery store, and I always thought it just tasted very tinny. But since I've been making it from scratch, I've been doing this for years and years now. I love cranberry sauce at the holidays, and I make it every year from scratch. In the last few years, I've actually started canning it as well, so I can have it shelf stable on my pantry and ready to go for Thanksgiving Day. So follow along. I am not doing any type of fancy recipe today. This is just a straightforward cranberry recipe, cranberry sauce recipe that you guys can do at home, and you can see how easy it is to make a delicious cranberry sauce from scratch. Okay, my friends, so these are the cranberries that I have on hand today. I have 2 packages of these cranberries. You can see these are just some organic cranberries. I got these at Whole Foods on sale, and I've actually had them in my fridge for maybe 2 weeks now. Cranberries hold up really nicely in the fridge, so if you have to buy them ahead of time or you see a sale a few weeks before Thanksgiving, you can always pick them up. They do store well in the fridge for a couple of weeks, and then of course, once you make the cranberry sauce and can it, it will last for years on your pantry shelf. It is 1 bag of cranberries to 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. Now, that might seem like a lot of sugar, but most people are not eating cranberry sauce by the spoonful at Thanksgiving. It's usually like a small portion that you have on the side of your dish, and it just enhances your meal. Or the day after Thanksgiving, you put a little smear of that cranberry sauce on your bread when you're making your leftover Thanksgiving sandwich, and it really does just perk everything up and offers so much flavor and so much depth to your Thanksgiving meal. So try not to be afraid of the sugar content in this. I know I'm always cutting down on the sugar that I put in my recipes, but for this one, I do stick to the 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, 1 bag of cranberries. This is the easiest recipe you guys are ever going to follow, I promise, and it's always good every time. So I'm just going to wash my cranberries. Look how nice these look. These have been in the fridge for 2 weeks and they're still plump, still juicy. So I'm really excited to make this cranberry sauce. So we have our sugar, we have our water, and we have our cranberries. You are going to see recipes online that call for orange juice or apple juice or apple cider. You could use cranberry juice. I wouldn't recommend cranberry juice cocktail. I would recommend like 100% cranberry juice. If you're going to sub out the water for a juice like a cranberry juice, make sure it's not a cocktail. But I personally keep it very simple, and I just do the water, the sugar, and the cranberries. Some people add cinnamon or other spices as well, lemon zest. You can kind of get crazy with this and do whatever flavors you like, but I keep it super simple and it's always delicious, and it's my preferred way actually of having cranberry sauce. Is just this very simple, straightforward recipe. So I am going to pour my cranberries into a pot. Ooh, just the right size. And then we're going to cover this with the, whoopsie, we're going to cover these cranberries with the 2 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar, because I have 2 bags, remember. If I had 1 bag, I'd just be doing 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. There's our 1 cup and our 2 cups. And honestly, this is a very forgiving recipe, I find, so I've never messed it up yet. And I believe in you. I believe that you can do this without messing it up as well. Let's see if I can increase the light here. Hey, get some more light going on. All right, so 2 cups of water. Try to get that sugar wetted down here. Great. Whew, just the right size. And then we're going to turn our oven on, or our stovetop on, and we're just going to let this come up to a boil until the cranberries start to pop and they all start to break down and form a sauce. And while our cranberries get started heating up here, I am going to get the water bath canner on the stove and fill it up with some water and get it preheated. Because once this cranberry sauce is popping and smelting together and it's the right consistency, I am going to pour them into little jelly jars and then water bath can them so that they are shelf stable. And one thing that I like to do that I actually haven't seen much in other recipes out there, and maybe I just haven't read a lot of cranberry sauce recipes on the internet, but I like to sieve my cranberry sauce once it gets to the right consistency, which I will show you when it's ready. I like to put it through a fine sieve, or maybe not fine, but like a fine-ish, I'll show you, sieve, and that's just going to help to keep out some of the larger seeds and skins that haven't broken down. If you like to have that texture in your cranberry sauce, by all means, you can leave it in. There's nothing wrong with it, but I like a smoother jellied cranberry sauce. So I like to sieve out those skins and seeds, and I just find it's a much better texture. So I will show you that in a bit as well. Okay, friends, so you're going to see that this cranberry sauce is starting to bubble. The cranberries are starting to break up. So this is starting to congeal and come together, but you can see there are still whole cranberries in here that haven't popped. Okay, everybody, so this is the consistency I'm looking for. It's very thick and jammy. I had originally planned to sieve this cranberry sauce, now that it's at a nice thick texture, through this sieve. And I've done that for years past, and it helps take out the big seeds and the skins that haven't integrated fully in with the sauce. However, this year I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to use my immersion blender, and I'm going to try to get all of the chunks just blended in fully, so that way I'm not wasting or discarding any of the actual cranberries while still maintaining that smooth consistency. So I've never done this before, but I figured why not try it this year so that I can hopefully avoid any waste. So that actually worked better than I was hoping, and it looks very smooth. So I'm hoping that it sets nice and smooth as well, and I won't have all that discard that I normally have. So I am just going to fill up my jelly jars, and I'm going to get them in the water bath canner for about 15 minutes, and then we'll call this project complete. Okay, my friends, so here we have our canned cranberry sauce, and they are looking so cute, so festive for the holidays. And I did just want to pop open one can of this cranberry sauce so you can get an idea of what the texture is like. And even though I always hated cranberry sauce growing up as a kid, I did want my texture to be similar to a canned cranberry sauce. So that is what I have achieved with this recipe. Let me show you. Just pop this can open gracefully. Oh, it smells so good. So this is the consistency of our canned cranberry sauce. Ah, so that is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a consistency that's going to stay in its solid form, similar to when you shake out the metal jar of canned cranberry sauce that you get at the grocery store. So this is super perfect for slicing and just having that perfect texture. Love it. Crackers. There you have it. It's a perfect texture, in my opinion, for cranberry sauce. Of course, you can, break this up if you want to and have it more of like a chunky, thick, jammy type texture. But I do like to be able to cut it into little discs like this because I just think it's very reminiscent of the cranberry sauce that I grew up with as a kid in that texture. So give this recipe a try. This is not a recipe I invented or anything fancy. You can find this recipe anywhere online. But I do find that this recipe is just perfect for the right texture and consistency for our cranberry sauce. So thanks for following along with me today with our Thanksgiving from Scratch series. The next video I will be posting is a very simple beginner straightforward bread recipe, kind of similar to this cranberry sauce. It is not a recipe I came up with, something that's very easy to find online, but something that just always has the right texture every time. So stay with me, and in the next video, we will do a very simple from scratch bread recipe for our Thanksgiving meal. Thanks for coming along today, friends. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and like this video. Give me a comment. Let me know if you've tried this recipe before or how you zhuzh up your cranberry recipes. Do you use orange juice? Do you use cranberry juice, apple juice? Do you put cinnamon in there? Let me know. Thanks again. Bye.